Hey, good morning. Hey, thank you for joining in today's lesson. Today we're going to be looking at division. We're going to be using two methods today. The first part of the lesson we're going to be using partial quotient, and then the second part of the lesson I'm going to actually use will be performing the standard algorithm. Parents may be asking yourself, why do you guys have so many different methods for showing math or showing for certain problems? It's because we have some very unique students, and we understand that our students learn in very unique ways. So we have to make sure that we have our lessons differentiated for their unique learning styles. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and get started. One reason I use partial quotient, I teach partial quotient, is for my learners who are having a little bit of difficulty with multiplication. They may not be strong in the multiplication facts, so I'm going to allow them to select facts that they're comfortable with in order to solve these division problems. Now, with that being said, I already have a problem on the board. We're going to be dividing 186 divided by 4. So in using partial quotient, I'm going to create what is called a help box. The help box is designed to help me solve this problem. It is going to be quite lengthy as far as trying to solve it, but the overarching goal is for the kids to understand the process of partial quotient and also, of course, to come up with the right answer. With that being said, I have my help box. In my help box, I'm going to only put factors that I'm comfortable with. We're looking for factors of 4. Now, because the students may not be strong in certain factors, they're only going to pick out the factors that they are comfortable with. So I'm going to start with something very simplistic. We're going to start with 4 times 1 we know is 4. Let's go with 4 times 2 is 8. And then we'll kind of jump it up a little bit and do 4 times 10 is 40. This is all that we need in order to solve this. So if your student is only strong in with these factors will help us solve this problem. So my next step is I want to divide the 186 by 4 using the help box. So I'm saying to myself, according to my help box, 4 times what number will get me as close as I can to 186 without going over. So the largest number in my help box is 40. So I'm going to actually use 4 times 10. So I'm going to take the 10 and I'm going to write it off to the side. Now I'm going to tell you we're going to come back and use that 10 a little bit later. So according to the help box, 4 times 10 is 40. So I'm going to put my 40 here. And we all know that division is just a faster way to subtract or to break a number down. So I'm going to go ahead and subtract the 40 from 86. That's going to leave me with 6. 0 from 6 is 6. 4 from 8 is 4. And I'm going to bring my 1 down. So as you can see, we're actually making this number a lot smaller. We're actually subtracting from that number. Now I'm going to repeat the same steps. 4 times what number, according to my help box, is 146. Now the closest I can get to 146 again is 40. It's okay. I'm going to go ahead and use that same number again. So I'm going to put 4 times 10 is 40. So I'm going to put my 40 here. Now I know that 4 times 10 is 40. So I'm going to also write my 10 off to the side. Repeat the same steps. I'm going to subtract the 40 from 146. That's going to leave me with 0 from 6 is 6. 4 from itself is 0. I'm going to bring my 1 down. Again, my number is getting a lot smaller. Repeat the same steps. 4 times what number, according to my help box, will get me as close as I can to 106 without going over. The closest number is 4 times 10. So I'm going to write my 10 off to the side. 4 times 10 is 40. Now I'm going to repeat the same process. I'm going to subtract the 40 from 106. Again, 0 from 6 is 6. I can't take 4 from 0, so I need to regroup in the hundreds place. So 0, that now becomes 10. 4 from 10 will leave me 6. Again, as you can see, my numbers, again, getting a lot smaller. I'm going to repeat the same process using my help box. 4 times what number will give me 66 according to my help box? The closest number I have, again, is the 4 times 10. I'm going to write my 10 off to the side. 4 times 10 is 40. I'm going to subtract that from the 66. 0 from 6 will give me 6. 4 from 6 will give me 2. Again, now that number is definitely a lot smaller. I'll repeat the same process. 4 times what number will give me 26 according to my help box. The closest I can get to is 40 is too big. So now I have to go with a smaller number. The closest number I have to 26 without going over will be 4 times 2, which is 8. And I can still use that. So if 4 times 2, I'm going to put my 2 off to the side, will give me 8. All right. I can't take 6 from 8. I need to regroup. From the tens place, that's going to be a 1. That's going to be a 16. 16, take away 8, will give me 8. And I bring my 1 down. All right? We're getting there, parents. Don't worry, we're getting there. So I'm going to do the same steps again. 4 times what number in my help box will get me to 18 without going over. Again, the closest number is 4 times 2, which is 8. So I'm going to put my 2 off to the side. I know that 4 times 2 is 8. I'm going to try 8 from 18. 8 from 8 will give me 0. And I bring my 1 down. You guys still with me? All right. Let's repeat the same process. 4 times what number will give me 10 in my help box without going over. Again, the closest is 4 times 2, which is 8. All right. So I'm going to put my 2 here. I'm going to subtract the 8 from the 10. All right. Can't take it from 0, so I need to borrow from the tens place. I'm sorry, regroup. It's going to leave me with 0. And now this becomes a 10. All right. 8 from 10 is 2. Now, as you can see, 4 times what number will give me 2? As you can see here, my 4 is larger than the 2. So I don't have any multiples of 4 that would give me 2. So then 2 is going to be my number that's going to be left over. Now you're saying to yourself, what do we do with these numbers here? We're going to take these numbers and we're going to now add them up. 10 plus 10 will give me 20. Plus another 10 will give me 30. Plus another 10 will give me 40. Plus 2 will be 42. Another 2 will be 46. Plus another 2 will be 40. 10, 20, 30, 40, 42, I'm sorry, 44. And then plus 2 will be 46. So this will be 46. And don't forget we had 2 left over, so that's going to be my remainder. So my answer is going to be 46 with a remainder of 2. So if I had, think about it in terms of if I had 186 pieces of candy, I want to divide that candy amongst 4 friends. How many pieces will each friend get? Equally. Each friend will get 46 pieces equally, and I will have 2 left over. All right, so this is how we use partial quotient using the help box, and we're using factors that we're comfortable with. Now, do you have to use those factors? Absolutely not. You use, or your student will use, factors that they are comfortable with. Can we add more factors to the list? Absolutely. Could we even take some factors away? Yes, we can. Again, just remember it'll be a little bit longer. So this is how we use division using partial quotient. I hope that you guys enjoyed the lesson. Please stick around for the part 2. Part 2 will be using the standard algorithm.